Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma rabbi zidni ilma. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome dear students in the subject of Internet Architecture and Protocols. It's Ghulam Yasin, lecturer in Computer Science, University of Education Lahore, at DG Khan campus. Dear students, our today's lecture topic is quality of service. As we have discussed earlier, that quality of service is very important while data transmission in any type of network. We will cover these contents in our 3 lectures inshallah. So these are contents: quality of service, techniques regarding quality of service, integrated services, differentiated services, multimedia services, and real-time interactive applications. While data transmission in any type of network, quality of service is very important because customer satisfaction depends on quality of service. If the network service provider will provide best quality of service, then the customer will rely on that company and will use the services of that company. Flow characteristics. These flow characteristics are regarding data transmission. When we transmit data from one location to another location, these characteristics are very important to judge the quality of service of any network. These are 4 important parameters or 4 important characteristics which we will discuss in our next slide. But over here in this diagram we can see the name of these 4 characteristics or 4 parameters. Number 1, reliability. Number 2, delay. Number 3, jitter. And number 4, bandwidth. So you can say that these 4 parameters play a vital role to judge the quality of service of any network. So dear students, in this slide we will discuss in detail about 4 characteristics of flow. So these are 4 characteristics which are shown over here. First one is reliability. Lack of reliability means losing a packet or acknowledgement. Whenever sender will transmit information from one location to another location, and next location is definitely destination, if the reliability will suffer, then there are chances to packet loss or the loss of acknowledgement. So what is acknowledgement? Acknowledgement is a positive or green signal from receiver to sender that the packet or data has been received. So if the data has lost or the acknowledgement cannot be received by sender, you can say that the reliability of that network which was used by sender or receiver is not good. Second parameter is delay. Different applications can tolerate delay in different degrees. So what is delay? Delay means if a sender is going to send data and the receiver has to receive that data in 1 second, if the receiver will receive that data within 2 seconds, then we can say that there is a delay of 1 second. So delay means you have to wait. So this is not good while we talk about the quality of service in any network. Next is jitter. Jitter is the variation in packets belonging to same flow. When a sender will transmit, let's suppose 5 packets, and packet 1 will receive by receiver of delay 1 second. Packet 2 will be received by receiver of delay 3 second. Packet 3 will be received by receiver of delay 5 second. Packet 4 will be received by receiver of 10 second, and the packet 5 will be received by receiver of 6 second. So in these 5 packets there is delay, but there is variation in delay. So this is called jitter. So this is not again good sign while we judge the quality of service in any network. Last one is bandwidth. Different application need different bandwidths. Different applications mean, if we talk about two applications, one is email transmission and the second is video conferencing. In these two applications we need two type of bandwidth. In first type of application, which is email transmission, we need low bandwidth, while we talk about video conferencing we need a high bandwidth. So if video conferencing transmission will be allocated low bandwidth, then the quality of that application will suffer. So bandwidth must be allocated according to the application, according to the need of the application, so that there must be no delay, there must be no jitter, and the quality of network must be better or must be good in this case. So what is quality of service? Here is introduction regarding quality of service, or you can say this is a generic definition regarding quality of service. Quality of service refers to broad collection of networking technologies and techniques. This means that network service provider, internet service provider, online service provider, or cloud computing service provider, and so on. Service provider may be of any type. These service providers must adopt new technologies and new techniques to provide best quality to their users. The goal of quality of service is to provide guarantees on the ability of a network to deliver predictable results. Whenever a customer or any organization will buy the services of any type of network from any type of network service provider, there is a service level agreement which is called SLA, and this agreement will assure that the company which is providing the services must be able to provide the quality of that service in very high or peak level. Elements of network performance within the scope of quality of service often include availability, uptime. This means that the network services must be available 24 hours, and nowadays we use commonly a term 24/7. It means every second, every minute of a day must took the services of network. There will be no network delay, there will be no network jam, or there will be no network down message. Second is bandwidth. So what is bandwidth? A capacity of channel is called bandwidth, and again this is agreement between two organizations, customer and the service provider network, that the committed bandwidth rate must be provided to its users. This is also called throughput. Latency, that is called delay, we have just discussed in our previous slide. There must be no latency, there must be no delay. So if the user has to wait to transmit data, this is not good sign. So latency must be minimized. And the last one is error rate. Error may be two types. When we transmit data, if the data has been changed, this is called error, and this is called bit error or byte error or burst error. So error is basically a change in data, so this is not again good sign, and the error rate must be minimized. So according to quality, according to definition of quality, there must be zero tolerance, because nowadays customer or user can't afford any type of delay, any type of data loss, any type of bandwidth, low bandwidth, any type of unavailability of network, because nowadays maximum transmission, maximum our personal and professional life data transmission is dependent on network. So if there is a problem in network, we can't be able to perform our different type of transactions. So quality of service must be high from any type of network service provider for its users. Quality of service involves prioritization of network traffic. Network traffic can be classified into different classes. So these classes are also defined in ATM network: class A, class B, class C, and class D. So you have discussed in data communication and computer network course. These classes are CBR, constant bit rate; VBR, variable bit rate; ABR, available bit rate; and the UBR is undefined bit rate. So the traffic of the user can be classified into these four different classes. Quality of service can be targeted as the network interface point of connection towards a given server or router's performance, or in terms of specific application. So quality of service can be judged on the basis of connection, on the basis of router's performance, on the basis of different applications. So there are different softwares which are network management system softwares, which shows the performance of any network on the basis of some predefined parameters. Second point, a network monitoring system must typically be deployed as part of quality of service to ensure that networks are performing at the desired level. As just I have said that there are different types of softwares which shows the network performance in the graphical manner, like in the shape of graph. So network manager or any person who is managing the network can see the network performance on the basis of different parameters. If the performance of network is going down or going to slow down, network manager or network engineer must be able to take some steps to enhance the quality of service, to enhance the network performance, so that the user of that network must be able to transfer their data or their information in proper manner. So dear students, quality of service is especially important for the new generation of internet applications such as voice over IP, video on demand, and other consumer services. Let's discuss about voice over IP and video on demand. First of all, what is VoIP? So voice over IP is a protocol which is used to transmit voice on the internet with the help of IP based traffic. So voice over IP is being commonly used while we transmit voice with the help of internet. Voice over IP is nowadays commonly implemented in offices and in companies to transmit voice and to transmit official messages with the help of internet. Next is video on demand. As you know that nowadays multimedia applications are becoming so much faster and popular on internet. So video on demand is most commonly used application on internet, and video on demand and voice over IP needs high bandwidth and best quality. So quality of service is much important in these services. Some core networking technologies like Ethernet were not designed to support prioritized traffic or guaranteed performance levels, making it much more difficult to implement quality of service solutions across the network. Ethernet was basically developed when the basic networking concepts evolve in this universe. So Ethernet was used, or Ethernet technology is being used in local area network. But when we connect local area network to wide area network, then the Ethernet technologies and different protocols again play a vital role. But because the Ethernet technology is not so much enhanced technology, therefore quality of service issues are being faced by different network engineers and network managers regarding the Ethernet. But latest applications, latest protocols, latest technologies are being deployed with the help of high quality of service parameters. Second point, quality of service is the collective effort of service performance which determine the degree of satisfaction of a user of the service. According to the definition of ITU, this is a US-based organization, International Telecommunication Union. Like in our country, there are different organizations uh, whose main purpose is to control the working of different sub-organizations like PTA, Pakistan Telecommunication Authority. PTA is a governing body for network service provider, and like PEMRA, Pakistan Electronic Media Regulatory Authority is a controlling authority for electronic media. So these different organizations use different types of standards, they create different types of standards, and with the help of those standards, all the organization under these controlling authority, under these different organizations work together. So what is quality? In simple words, a degree of satisfaction of a user of the service is called customer satisfaction. If the customer is satisfied, we can say the quality of the network service provider is very good. So the customer satisfaction is core and important point to judge the quality of service. Voice over IP. Voice over IP is the transmission of voice and multimedia content over Internet Protocol networks. Just we have discussed in our previous slides that if we want to transmit voice as well as multimedia content over IP means with the help of internet. So this is called voice over IP. This may be also called voice transmission over internet or multimedia transmission over internet. Voice over IP historically referred to using IP to connect private branch exchange, but the term is now used interchangeably with IP telephony. Dear students, there are two concepts over here. First one is private branch exchange and second one is IP telephony. So let's understand about PBX or private branch exchange. In our daily life, we call to any company. Let's suppose we call to Warid, we call to Jazz, we call to Ufone for customer support. And whenever you will call, you will hear the recorded message that press 1 for English or press 2 for Urdu. And after pressing 1, you will hear some more instruction press 1 for this, press 2 for this, press 3 for this, press 4 for this, press 5 for this, and press 0 for operator, and so on. And whenever you will call to any other organization like University of Education, you will again hear the same message. Press 201 for administration, press 202 for accounts, press 203 for admission, and so on. And if you don't know your desired extension, please dial 0 for operator. So basically, what is this? Normally, University of Education will buy a one number or two numbers from PTCL, and after that University of Education will create its own small exchange, which is called private branch exchange. And the numbers you have just heard from me, 201, 202, 203, and so on, these numbers are created by University of Education itself. So this is called private branch exchange. And nowadays this concept has been changed in IP telephony. Different companies use the same concept of private branch exchange, but the communication is with the help of internet instead of buying a number from PTCL. So nowadays the same type of transmission which was done with the help of a company which is PTCL, nowadays this has been switched on IP telephony, and nowadays a specific telephone is being used for this purpose, and voice as well as different multimedia messages can be transmitted with the help of IP telephony network, with the help of voice over IP, and with the help of internet. So dear students, thank you very much for your concentration, for your learning, for your passion. I hope best of luck for all of you always.